Okay, so it has been quite a substantial amount of time since I put anything online, other than one hot lap video with a bit of text at the start saying, "Hey, I don't have any of my setup here." That is no longer true. I now have everything here. However, we did have one thing in the move that died, which is unfortunate. My Logitech G29, and without that, the racing just doesn't happen, right? Obviously, yes, you can race on controller and you can race on keyboard and mouse, but after 4 years of racing with the G29, going from that to controller was like having my fucking legs cut off and trying to run a marathon. It just wasn't happening. I wasn't racing competitively anyways. But there was an odd kind of chain of events that happened that led to where we are now. Also, if you can hear the cats in the background, I live with cats now. There are cats. They're cats. They make noise. So as of a couple of weeks ago, we got the launch of the PXN V10 Ultra, which is a direct drive wheel that outputs 3.1 Newton meters of torque. Not an impressive figure by any means, especially when you've got like the SimuCube 3 now that came out that does up to like 35 Newton meters. But for it being under £200 at the time that I was looking at it, for a direct drive wheel is insanely impressive. To put that into perspective, when I started racing 4 years ago, there was not a single direct drive wheel on the market. Whether you went on second hand or otherwise, you were not getting a direct drive wheelbase for under £1,000, let alone the rest of the setup. So now having all of these things like Moza and PXN, Logitech even doing these setups that are like, you can buy bundles for under £1,000 if you're lucky, it's a really good time to be sim racing. We're in a pretty good point in this industry. So I was telling a few of my teammates about the PXN V10 Ultra, and I was saying I'm going to get this because it's under £200 and it gets me racing. And they said no, get the Moza R3 instead. So I was having a look at the R3 and I thought, okay, we're gonna get the R3. And then I thought, since Moza have kind of been price challenging the V10 Ultra, and I was looking at the R3, why not instead go for the jump up? Right in my shot. Thank you. So I thought, instead of getting the R3, why don't we do a jump up in performance? This absolute fucking unit in my hand right now is the Moza R5. So this wheel, unlike the R3, which outputs 3.9 Newton meters of torque, this outputs 5.5 Newton meters of torque. Big jump, big difference. I've had about a week on this now, and in fact, as of yesterday, a week on this now. And yeah, now I've had it all fully dialed in, and I'm used to, playing with it. I figured I would talk about this wheel properly, give you the specs, give you what's good about it, give you what you should know before buying it, the pros and cons and all that kind of shit, as someone who has only ever driven on a gear-driven wheel and had a shot of an R3 like twice. So yeah. First thing you want to know is the setup on this is actually really easy. I thought that this was going to be the opposite of the G29. On the G29, the pedals, the gear stick, all plug into the wheel, and then the wheel plugs into the PC with one USB port. This is pretty much the same. This wheel has on the back of it, so on the back here you have all these connectors, which are Ethernet connectors by the way, which is a little bit strange. I have it tied to my rig here as an Ethernet cable. And these Ethernet cables work for the pedals, the dash, so they have a SimHub dash that you can buy, the shifter, the handbrake, and an e-stop, should you choose to get one. For this, I wouldn't honestly say that an e-stop is an absolute necessity. Definitely, once you get to like the R9 and above, absolutely. In fact, I honestly would say that Moza should be selling those wheels with the e-stop as part of the wheelbase. Unfortunately, they don't do that. I can kind of see it though if you already have a wheelbase, if you're already part of that ecosystem and then you upgrade, it's pointless having two. But yeah, anyways, so you can have an e-stop with this, but this isn't really necessary for only a 5 Newton meter wheel. Me saying only 5 Newton meters though does not by any means diminish the force that this thing can output. It is incredibly impressive. So yeah, everything connects into here. The pedals all connect to the brake, which then connects to this, which is cool. So it's one cable, I don't need to connect all three of them. And it has the input for power, DC input, and a USB-C? USB-B, I think this is, which is the same connector that my microphone uses. So very strange for me to see that on here. I would have really thought it would have been a USB-C. But yeah, I mean, it's a USB port. That's fine. It connects to USB, so it can plug into a PC. It's very plug and play. Yeah, and it's a little power button. So now let's get on to what actually comes in the bundle. So in this R5 bundle, you get the snazzy R5 wheelbase, which, even though it is relatively heavy, I know for a fact, just from common knowledge, that basically every other wheelbase that you get that is this strength or stronger will be a hell of a lot heavier than this. I mean, if you look at the difference between this and like the Fanatec, is it the CSL DD, the 5 Nm wheel that they have, although technically that is an 8 Nm motor, is a lot bigger than this. And Moza is a company that is really impressing me with the size of their motors. I mean, this thing is tiny. When I plugged it in and started playing with it, I was amazed at the force, the fidelity, the detail that you can get from a motor this size. So you get the R5 base, obviously all the cables and doodads that are required to run that. It also comes with, is it the CSP Lite pedals? They're not bad by any means, but they're nothing to write home about. They're a position sensor, so they're not like a load cell or anything fancy like that. But again, for like under 400 quid, I'm not really going to complain about that. They're still better than the Logitech pedals, right? So you get those pedals, you get a brake and a throttle. Each of the pedals can be uniquely put to where they're meant to go, or like be moved on the pedal plate. And then the other thing that we get, along with a desk mount, by the way, the desk mount, if I can get it here. So this is the desk mount. If you've had a G29 or any Logitech, or even Thrustmaster wheel actually, this is a huge upgrade. This doesn't even fit properly on my wheel stand, and which we'll get into in a second. This doesn't even properly fit onto my wheel stand, and it's not going fucking anywhere. I have had this running at 5 Nm constant, and it does not move. Like, even when I was running this before I had dialed in the settings, when it was just fighting me everywhere, it does not move. Like, this wheel stand or this desk clamp is solid. So really big improvement for Moza. That's a big pro as their wheels, their desk mount, desk clamp. I have never seen one like that, and it is phenomenal. The final bit of kit that you get with the R5 bundle, and I believe the R3 as well, but it's like an Xbox version, is this, the ES wheel. Now this is a standard, I think it's like 11-inch wheel. You can get a bigger wheel for drifting, and you can also get a Formula style wheel or a GT style wheel, whichever they call it, for that kind of racing. And the way that you do this, because these wheels are only like £40 for the mods, is you unbolt these, and then the actual steering wheel comes off of this button cluster, and then you just put the new one on and put those bolts back in. So really cool. It obviously has a quick release system, which is really simple yet rock solid as well. Everything that joins together in this setup is rock solid. It is kind of the same as like a ratchet, like a socket going onto a ratchet. It's a ball bearing system, so when I push this in, and remember this isn't even bolty, so it doesn't require a lot of pressure, so if I just push this, it clips on. I can hold the wheelbase. That is rock solid. That is not going anywhere. So yeah, really impressive. And to get it off, you just push this bit down, and there you go, and the wheel comes off. But yeah, not a millimeter of movement on the quick release, so that's another really strong point from Moza on their design of this for the price point. And the other perk as well is, the quick release system that this has is basically universal with all of Moza's products. So I could even buy their big new fancy £1,300 Lamborghini wheel and put it on this R5. Similarly, I could get this ES wheel and bolt it onto the fucking R25 or whatever it is, the stronger wheel that they have. I could put this onto any Moza wheel, and I could put any Moza wheel onto this wheelbase. So that is also really cool, because I'm definitely going to be getting a KS wheel at some point. Beautiful wheel. Anyways, so moving swiftly on. What else you get with this is all the bolts and nuts and stuff to bolt everything to a wheel stand, and this is where the first kind of negative comes in for me. So obviously, to start, this isn't negative against Moza, this is just purely make sure that you know what you're getting before you buy. And I kind of thought that it would be the issue anyways, and I'm so happy that the wheel came with the desk clamp because it fixes the problem. My wheel stand is older than Moza as a company, so, or at least older than Moza having a reputation as a company. I got this wheel stand years ago. It doesn't fit a Moza wheel. In fact, I can't even bolt 2 of these bolts in like I've seen with other people. I have 0 bolts. Cannot bolt this thing to the wheel stand whatsoever. Thankfully, my desk clamp fits, and this is where I'm going to be singing the praises of the desk clamp again. The desk clamp, and I will show a photo of it installed. My PC's just logged myself out. There we go. The desk clamp, when I have it on, does not inspire confidence with the way that it sits. And again, I will show a photo of it's kind of like half on, half off. I have had to adjust it once. In the week that I have been playing that it is spent bolted on, playing at the full 5 Newton meters, I have had to adjust it once. And that is from me taking it off and putting it back on again. I've probably just put it on wrong. Any time that I have made sure that this is on here, it has never moved. So the desk clamp is 100% functional, clearly, even if it doesn't look like it will be. I haven't played with this clamp to my desk just because I think it would shake my desk to pieces, because my desk is really not sturdy. But yeah, let's talk about the installation. The other thing actually is the pedals don't bolt onto my desk, onto my wheel stand either. I've got a bolt through the brake and a bolt through the throttle, and that is it. So I need to keep a bit of weight off my foot on the plate to actually keep the pedals grounded, which is a bit shit, but hey ho, as it is. Now, on to my favourite bit, the installation. So, what ones is it? For the R3, and I believe this might actually fit the R9 as well, just because these extra holes here. The R5, and I would assume the R3 as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Easy peasy. Pound is a pound. Sorted. I think I've done that wrong. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 9 holes here total. There are 6 holes here total. And we're only going to be using 4 of them with the provided little text key screws. Fuck! Anyways, the wheel clamp is now on. All we need to do is slide it in, tighten it up, very much actually similar to the other wheel clamps that you get from other brands, but by far the best one that I've ever used. Like, I am going to get a power drill and fix the problem of why my shit doesn't fit, but I honestly am in no rush to do that. So yeah. Okay, now we can connect everything. So, as I said before, pedals are with this Ethernet looking thing. Pedals. Oh, that didn't sound good. No, that's just the sound that it makes, okay. Power, and then this USB thing. And now we have the R5 all set up and ready to go. Obviously we hit the power button as well, and we put the ES wheel on. Another actually funky thing about this wheel, infinite rotation. Ow. If I do this, don't try this at home kids, I am fighting the full 5.5 Newton meters. I probably wouldn't manage to do this on any stronger wheel that Moza make, because I don't think the R9 would actually let me do this. So I've spun it, I don't know how many rotations, but if I let go of this wheel, it will keep spinning until it is fully back in line. So it obviously does recognise how far you turn it. So it is infinite rotation, but obviously it somewhat remembers, you know. Okay, so now we are, oh shit, now we are set up with the fancy dancy new first person thing that I've managed to, you know, accomplish here. It is squint, I'm still working on it, but this gives us another option to show off a couple of other features with the wheel. So the first thing is, I'm going to put my microphone down towards the wheel so you can hear the start-up sound that it's got. Because yes, there are start-up sounds on this. And then the wheel does its thing. And now we have a functioning, fully booted up and turned on and running Moza R5. Now let's get into some of the other stuff, the other thing that really impresses me. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to go onto my phone, the magical, you know, pocket computer. And Moza actually has an app on your phone that you can run all of the stuff through. So I just hit connected device. It does take a minute sometimes. Moza is running, yes. Okay, research. Sometimes you do have to like turn it off and then turn it back on, but no, there we go. Moza R5. Connect. There you go, the lights went green. And we are now connected to the R5. And as you can see, it says not detected for the steering wheel, but once we put the ES wheel on, fuck. It's not aligned. Ah, for fuck's sake. Fuck! There we go. Now it detects the ES steering wheel. We hit enter the car, and this allows us to choose any of the settings that are here on the screen from my phone, and I can even set all the little preset modes and stuff, which is really cool. And it's pretty much instant as well. Like if I have the steering angle right now is currently at 900 degrees, but I turn it to 360, the wheel immediately turns to what I set it to. It's absolutely bonkers. It is like instant, so unbelievably quick to respond, which through Bluetooth is like, I really thought that it would be like I hit the button and then 5 business days later it changes, but no, it's virtually instant. So that's a really cool feature that Moza have added into this, that they really didn't need to, but I'm so happy that they did. With that being said, let's actually drive and talk about how the wheel performs. With that being said though, welcome to Assetto Corsa. Whereas, we'll just do desktop audio. Do it to about that should be fine. Bring it to make any closer I can. Okay, so one of the big things that I noticed right off the bat with this wheel was how clean the feedback is, and I don't really know how to describe. Oh shit! I don't really know how to describe it other than just clean, because that is the best word I can use to describe it. A little bit of understeer there. The detail is insane. The 5 Newton meters is a big fucking difference. A lot more than I thought it would have been, coming from the 2.1 Newton meters of the Logitech G29. This is 5.5 exactly. Oh, what shit! There we go. But yeah, big difference in feedback. Fuck. As you can see, when the car spins, I'm not just pulling it back. The wheel is you know? It fights me just as much as I fight it. Which is the way it should be. I'm gonna do this actually so that you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. Let's hope that we can actually get a lap in, man. Instead of just yapping. Now, the one thing that is kind of a bit of an annoyance, but I did get used to pretty quickly, is the fact that the wheel is obviously a lot heavier, but the light pedals, oh shit, they have light in the name of them for a reason. Like, there is no resistance, and I genuinely, like, you can feel it if you push it with your hands. You can feel that there's a bit more resistance in the brake pedal than there is in the throttle. But if you, like, when you're actually driving, because you're not pressing both pedals with the same foot, they feel pretty much the same. Which is a bit of a letdown for a wheel of this caliber, but you can upgrade, you know. They make a cheap brake pedal upgrade, and that's, you know, that definitely should make things a lot better, and I am going to be getting that eventually, along with a host of other stuff for this wheel. Now that I'm part of this ecosystem, I'm going mad. It'll just take time, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can get for this, which is why I ultimately made the decision of getting a Moza wheel. Had it been the R3 or the R5, I knew I was getting a Moza wheel once the PXN wheel had bumped up in price. And oh my god, I'm so happy that I did, because this thing feels absolutely incredible compared to anything else I've ever touched. Even the R3. Like, the R3 is a great wheel, and I have had a shot of an R3 a few times. But this, man, I cannot get over the quality and fidelity, the quality, the detail, and again the strength of this wheel. I was saying to my teammates when I was gonna get this, I was like, yeah, because I'll just get this, and then once I have enough, I'll just go straight to the R9. I ain't doing shit. Like, oh shit, 5 Newton meters is, as you just seen, 5 Newton meters is plenty for the time being. You know, as I said, my intention was to just go straight to the R9 after this, and because I just need to buy the base. No. I'll be getting the pedal upgrade, I'll be getting a couple of nice wheels, like wheel rims. The R5 can stay for as long as it can go. Like, I don't think I'll upgrade for a while, at least in terms of the wheel base. Saying that, I might eventually, but because of space, I'm, you know, obviously not in my bedroom that I can do what I want with. I'm now living with someone else. I don't really have the option anymore of having this big fucking, you know, structure in the middle of the room. It just doesn't work space-wise, so it has to be on this wheel stand, and the R9 is about the most that I can get from a wheel stand. A lot of wheel stands are rated to about 9 Newton meters, and that even rules out going a step up to the R12. So, but I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. If this is what I'm getting from the 5, then I'm absolutely fine with the R9 being as far as I could ever go. Honestly, if I did upgrade, it would be for the headroom. I wouldn't need much more strength. I'm happy with this as it is, because I can feel everything great. It is just, as you can see there when I'm going through the carousel, the clipping. It still clips a bit. Some corners you'll see it'll just be solid red like that just about. That's not great, and I'm sure I can tune that out as well given enough time. But the R9 would mean that I could keep it at, say, the 5 Newton meters, and I would have the headroom that it could, you know, do what it needs to do, and it wouldn't be clipping. Definitely not looking for an R25 or anything crazy like that anytime soon. But yeah, so hopefully this is showing off that this is a fucking good wheel. I know that the lap isn't valid, but I figured that we should at least continue on just to see what kind of time we can get here. Oh shit, hit the curb. Nope, you're not gonna load right. Okay. I did record a video the day that I got it, but it just didn't really work out too well for audio and stuff like that. I ended up, when I moved my desk and I had my microphone and everything, I had grabbed the microphone and the little arm for it and didn't grab the clamp to clamp the arm to my desk. So I was either holding the mic or I was using my headphone mic, and you can see my headphones there. The next day, my fucking headphones broke. About 20 minutes before a league race, by the way. So that was great. Come on. There we go. Alright, this is another thing that this wheel does as well that is a little bit annoying. In a straight line, it does this. I can't let the wheel go. It will oscillate to the point where it will throw this car into the shadow realm. I haven't figured out a way to stop it. I'm trying to fucking... I have to have like a little bit of steering angle for it not to do that, and I'm trying to have it not do that for the sake of my fucking neighbours downstairs. Because although this thing, and that's another thing as well, is the silence. Oh, the frame's tanked a little bit there, but it's fine. Oh shit, hit the wall. It's fine, keep going. 6 minutes 30. Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. We're gonna do another test. Okay, so thanks again to the lovely Dovely app. Go in here, get it connected, do its thing. It's gonna take a little second. It'll probably fail to connect the first time around. No, it's working fine the first time. So enter car, and I can now go to this stuff. If I hit the drift mode, it should, there we go. So now it is set up for drifting, which means it should be completely set up for drifting. So I believe the torque should be down, and the wheel speed, like the returning speed, should be greater. Yeah. So, oh shit, wait a minute. For some reason this setup comes with traction control. Now I am not a drifter by any means, okay? So please do forgive my terrible drifting skills, but I'm also recording this clip so I can send it to my friend as proof that I kept my promise and tried drifting. So here we go. Okay, it's a little bit slow actually. I did not expect the wheel speed to be that low. We're gonna get it up a little bit. Maximum wheel speed. That'll do. That's better. That's a little bit better. Still not very torquey. Okay, hold on. Fuck, shit, stop. Okay. Let's get back round and do the little thingamajiggy. Shit, this is the wrong bit, okay. I don't know why the frames are so crap though, and I don't know why the return speed is still so low. The last drift thing that I did was brilliant. Turn it in. Turn it in. Fucking rotate, asshole. There we go. Am I drifting? Is this how you do it? Let me be clear, I never really tried to drift on my G29. I have heard of people doing it and saying that the wheel was just too unbelievably slow, and the other setup that I had was a lot quicker to return than this. So that's probably something to do with why I am dog shit, outside of the fact that I genuinely am just dog shit at drifting. Okay, now it's a bit too heavy. Now it's much heavier. I don't know if this is going to be good or not. Do you know what, right? The wheel speed's there. We'll see. We'll see. Uh-oh. Shit, 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 shit. Okay, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. And then turn it. Kick the back end. Fucking... More than that, dickhead. Yep, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. And a third. Yeah, okay. Let's try the ultimate test. I went the wrong way. This is it. It is so much harder on this. Fucking, it's because the wheel wants to fight its way back quicker than I can, you know, correct it. Oh no, hold on. Yep. Yep. There we go. That was a bit better. Fucking shit. Okay, I can never get this section right. I probably should have just, even I've just turned the peak torque down on this, it would have been magical. I didn't think about that. Okay. And there we go. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Moza R5. Now if you're interested in buying this product, or really any product within sim racing, you can do so via Simline, which is a sponsor for Vistula Racing, the team of which I am going to be racing from now on. If you're interested, I will have a link down below that will support the team should you choose to use it in purchasing anything of sim racing, but the link will be for an R5. So yeah, I don't know what else to say other than if you're interested, definitely get an R5. It's a phenomenal wheel. As I said before about the desk clamp, and I showed a video of it, it's not going anywhere. It's moving my rig before it's actually moving anything else. So yeah, that's all there really is to say. So goodbye.